Hello students, how is everything going? I am very glad that you are watching our videos and completing the work in time. Continue the same spirit and try to learn more and more. In this video, you are going to learn phrases. Look at this group of words. Bunch of roses. Bunch of roses. It's a group of words. We have three words here. Bunch of roses. It's a collection of three words. What do you understand from this group? Does this group give any meaning? Yes, it gives us some meaning. We can understand that it's not a single rose. There are many roses. Bunch of roses means a collection of roses. Apart from that, do we get any other details? What is this bunch of roses about? Who is giving this bunch of roses and to whom? All these details are we getting from this group? No. And observe this group of words. I gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. I gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. It is also a group of words. Is this group giving us complete meaning? Yes, it is. It is clearly understood that someone gave something to some other person. Someone, I, gave something. What is something? Here, bunch of roses. To some other person. To whom? To Jenny. When? On her birthday. All these details are clearly understood from this sentence. Bunch of roses. Look at this part. Bunch of roses. In the above context, bunch of roses cannot give us complete meaning. It gives some meaning certainly, but not complete meaning. Whereas in this group, being a part of this group, it is trying to give us complete meaning. What is the reason? What is the reason behind it? Why can't this group, bunch of roses, give us complete meaning here? Why can't it alone give us complete meaning here? Look at this group. I gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. This group has two essential parts named subject and predicate. Subject means who or what the sentence is about. This sentence is about whom? This sentence is about I. I becomes subject. This sentence is about this person, I. Gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. What did the subject do? The subject gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. So, the subject I is the doer of the action. The subject I is the doer of the action. I becomes subject. What is this remaining part called? This remaining part is called predicate. What does it mean? Predicate is a part that speaks about subject. Gave a bunch of roses to Jenny. Who gave? I. Is this part speaking about the subject? Yes, it is speaking about the subject I. It is giving information about the subject, who the subject is. Who the subject is here? Yes, here the subject is I. Subject I, predicate gave a bunch of roses to Jenny on her birthday. Together, subject and predicate together gives us, subject and predicate together gives us a complete meaning. These two are essential parts of a sentence. A group of words is called a sentence when it has these two essential parts. What are they? Subject and predicate. Bunch of roses. Look at this group. Does this group have subject? No, it doesn't have subject. Who is giving this bunch of roses? No, we don't know. No subject. Who is receiving this bunch of roses? No. All these details are not known because there is no subject and no predicate. Then what is this group called? This group is called phrase. Phrase is a group of words that does not give complete sense by itself is called phrase, is known as phrase. Shall I repeat? Yes. Phrase is a group of words that does not give us complete sense by itself. Being a part of sentence, it helps sentence to give us complete sense, but it alone cannot give us complete sense because it lacks essential parts like subject and predicate. Hope you have understood the difference between phrase and a sentence. And sentence is always ended with a full stop. Have you observed the full stop given at the end of this sentence? Yes. A sentence is always ended with a full stop. Students, having understood what are phrases, you can complete the exercise given in your textbook. It's a vocabulary exercise. You have to fill in the blanks with the appropriate phrases, choosing from the help box given. I am going to explain the meaning of those phrases. The first one, look around. It is actually a phrasal verb. I'll teach you what are phrasal verbs in another video. It is basically a phrase. It's a combination of two words, look around. It means to search for someone or something. To search for someone or something. Its usage. I looked around for help when I skidded on the wet road. The second one is plenty of. An adequate or more than adequate number or quantity of something. Plenty of means more than enough. Example, don't hurry, we have plenty of time. The next one is full of, to contain many things of the same kind. Example, we have a beautiful garden full of flowers. Piece of means a part of something. He broke off a piece of chocolate and gave to his sister. The next one is get off. It is also a phrasal verb. It means to leave a bus, plane or train. Example sentence, he got off the bus and took a taxi to reach the hotel. Students, try to understand the meanings of the phrases we have discussed and complete the exercise. With this, I am concluding today's video. In the next video, you are going to learn compound nouns, a very interesting topic. Until then, stay home, keep learning and keep watching our videos. Thank you.